Hi everyone, went down the bank and quickly grabbed $200 worth of coins here. So I've got 140 of Australian $1 coins, $50 of 50 cent coins, $8 of 20 cent coins, and $2 of 5 cent coins. So that's a few, about 320 coins anyway, to check through. So we'll get into them and see what we can find today. Okay, so after checking that $8 of 20 cent pieces, that's all I ended up with. Well, not that's all, but for $8 I got two 1981 Canadian minted 3.5 claw die variety 20 cent pieces. So yeah, it's very nice, not bad condition. So the bottom of the letters are curved or fishtailed. There's curves on them, like half moons. If you look at them, they're like a fishtail or a whale's tail. And the planchet here is flat. They never use this much pressure, so the queen sits on top. And then turn it over. And the very first claw there is about 3/5, not half, it's about 3/5 in length. Finishes a nice bullet, the fields above it are clean. No little tiny spikes, no die fill, nothing. That's the mint mark for the Canadian one, as well as the fact that it's got the curved base letters and the flat planchet. The normal, plus I'll point out on here as well that the nostrils on the Canadian and the Canberra minted 1981 20 cents, they have the large open nostrils. They're sort of more round and deep, whereas the Welsh minted 1981 20 cent piece, its nostrils are small slits. Well, they're not, they're smaller. They look like you know, a teardrop on the side, whereas these are more close, a little bit closer and deeper and round. So this one is the Canadian one, the Canberra one is the same, and the Welsh has the small slit nostrils, and they look a little bit wider. Yes, I have a separate video on the 1981 minted coins to show you the difference between these die variety Canadian minted 3.5 claw compared to the Welsh and the Canberra minted with the error claw. And the Canberra and Welsh minted, also of note, is that their planchet is concaved, it goes down because they use higher pressures, and the bottom of all the letters on those 1981s, the Canberra and Welsh, are flat. They're not fishtailed. Okay, so we'll check the 50 cents now. That 50 cents, if you have a look at it, you can see it's got edging, but it's round. It's gone into the collar. I'd say off, it's gone off key in the collar, or it's moved, and it's rounded. And you can find round 50 cent pieces. They're pretty rare, but yeah, there you go. That's as close as you'll get to a round 50 cents. It's round. It's still got its little flats there, but they're out of whack because of where it's landed into the collar, and it's caused it to lose those points, and so it's round. That's pretty scarce, I'll tell you, and it's on a 1997 of all coins, 4.3 million low mintage, and it's round. Look at that. Excellent. That's the find of the week, I reckon. Okay, so after checking that $50 worth of 50s. I've kept 8 coins, and not too bad, I think, what I've got here. 2 2018 coat of arms 50-cent pieces. I collect them because they're 3.7 million, but besides the changeover is at 7 million. But from 2018, if you go backwards to the next low mintage coin, it's the 1997 at 4.3 million, which is this real U-Butte coin that I've got right there. Amazing. So there's not many coat of arms past 1997 to the low mintage. It wasn't way up till this one. The coat of arms at 7 million, but extremely low, the 2018. So very nice. And then I got my first 2021 50-cent piece. So 17th of May 21 today. They released them on the 22nd of January 2021. No mintage figures, of course. But that's the very first one I found, so they could end up being a low mintage, who knows. I mean, I'm 4 months in before I found my first one, so yeah. And then, excellent, a Tasmania 2001 Federation 50-cent piece. You don't come across very many at all these days. They're at roughly around 2 million each, except for New South Wales was just over 3 million. But there's 9 of them to collect, so I don't know, I have to have a look. I think I might have that one, I'm not sure. So very nice. And then these two here are Captain Cook's. The one at the top is pretty grubby, but they're both 1970 bicentennial. Captain James Cook, discovered in Australia, 1788. 1770 to 1970. And so what it is, these are varieties, they're date varieties. So on the Captain Cook date, you can get 2 types of dates. You can get a flat 7 date, where the 0 to the 9, if you run a line across it, it'll all line up. The line will run just on the top of the 7 to the 9. These two is what's called tilted to the right date variety. Well, they're a die variety, and the 7 on it tilts to the right, and as it tilts to the right, it makes the tip go up in the air. So if you run a line off the 0, it'll run off the top of the 7 straight to the rim. It misses the 9. So the 2 of them are like that. I'm not going to keep that one, it's a bit grubby. It's all chewy and stuff. But it was a good example of showing. But if you get 2 together, you'll notice them pretty easily. The 7, when you look across, or just run a line across it, ruler, anything straight, and it'll run straight up to this rim. If they're flat, it'll run straight across, 0 to 9, nicely. So look out for them. Cook 1970, tilted to the right, 7 die varieties. And then the good old 2005, the most error coin you'll find ever. They stopped production of these halfway through the year because they were so bad, the dies. 2005, and this one has the typical, very common CUD at the bottom of the Chaplin's gown, right there. Always fills up. With these coins, I reckon the rare one is the coins that don't have any errors at all, because it's harder to find these without errors than it is with errors. Yeah, but there's about 35 different types of combinations of errors you can get on this coin that I've found. So you can get CUDs all over the back, you can get die cracks, and on the obverse you can get them all over, everywhere. All over the queen's hair, chin, face, nose, cheek, mouth, under here. They're prolific. So look for them whenever you find them. I reckon probably, I don't know, 6 out of 10 are going to be error coins. So look for them. They're alright for a bit of a hunt. And then I've got a 1997 low mintage, 4.3 million, and it's round. It's got its shape still, because these, when they're cut out from the planchet, are this shape. I can't always say it, but it's got the 12 sides, so hexagonal or something. And they're pre-cut to that shape, so these coins don't go through what's known as the upsetter or the reducing machine, which the round coins do, and that it just makes them just a tiny little bit smaller. So when they're minted, they spread out and they go into the collar and they get their reading on their coins. We don't read them prior. Our round coins, they get their reading within the die on the collars. These ones are pre-cut to that shape, and they got to drop in perfect to keep them that shape, because the collar's this shape. And this one's gone out, it's upset out of there, and so it's gone round. My first one ever. I've seen plenty of people with them, but I've never found a round 50-cent piece. Yeah, I'll show a close-up of that too. Okay, so what we got here is a 1997 50-cent piece that's got what they call a Ramstrike, or a lip lift, and it makes it look like it's roundish, so it's actually gone roundish. So it's lost its corners there because it's just slightly upset from the collar. That is the same shape as this. Is a polygon, something like that. And these are already cut out into that shape, and so they fit into that shape. The collars are that shape to hold them, so they're not squeezed into that shape. They're already made, and so if they're offset from sitting into that polygon collar holder, the holder where it sits in, it'll squash the tips and make it round, so you get lift. But they call that a Ramstrike or lip lift error. And the higher these are, the lip is, because it lifts just on each one of them where it's squashed, the higher that is, the more it's missed, the more misaligned it is into its collar seating. So by this, I'd say it's just gone off. It's just off. Don't know how many degrees, but it's just off. It's been in circulation quite a while, so they are worn down to flats there on every edge. But you can see that round in it. Really top find, extremely hard to find one of these, and the 1997 to top it off, so it's a low mintage, 4.3 mil. So that is a extremely hard find, extremely great find for me. But you can see it's I can see from here, just looking down, it's just round. It's just lost all its edge there. Beautiful. And it's got lift up there. Thought I'd show you a normal 1997 50-cent piece right there. So that's the normal one on top, and you can see that's just round. I saw it as soon as I grabbed it. When I look in the centre, it just reminds me of a 1966 50-cent piece. If you just look in the middle and forget the edge there, it does stand out. So anyhow, I'm happy with that one, no problems. And that's the normal minted one. really hard to come by. So very nice. Ramstrike, extremely rare. So that's it on the 50 cents. That was a coat of arms too, by the way. So yeah, very nice haul. I'll look at the $1 now. Yes, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Only 560,000 of these were minted. That's not an error on there, no. Okay, so after checking that $140 worth of $1 coins, I kept 6 coins altogether, and not a bad little haul, I must say. So here I've got a 2015 Anzacs, lowest of the Anzac mints at 1.4, and a 2016 at 2.9 million. So 2015 and the 2016. So very nice. The 2014 is 22 million, the 2017 Anzac is 1.9 million, and the 2018 is 2 million. So there's 5 to collect. The 2014, obviously you can get plenty of them in really good nick, so just collect them as you find them in really good condition. These, take them as you get them, because they're all very low mintage. So it was run over 5 years, 2014, 15, 16, 17 and 18. All the same on the back, just the date's different. And then I got, amazingly, an extremely hard coin to find, and that's the 2016 $1 changeover, Mob of Roos, 560,000 only, minted on them. And that makes them the second lowest if the 2020 JC Mob of Roos at 330,000 is out there. I haven't found any. Some people say, no, they're in mint set, so I don't know. The mint's got it on their site and I'm yet to find a 2020 JC $1. So if they are out there in circulation, not just in mint sets, then they'll be the lowest at 330,000, and these will come in second at 560,000, and then the 2014 Mob of Roos at 1 million. But if the 2020 doesn't exist outside of the mint set, then this is the lowest in circulation at 560,000. So I've only got 3 since December, and I've gone through, I don't know, I'd have to have a look, but it could be, it'd be $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 worth of ones, easy. So one per $2,000 I'd put them at, if that's the case, or even 3,000. They're extremely hard to find. So very nice. Then 2 2019 Post Office A to Z's, an A and an M, 380,000 mintage on them. This one here, when I saw it, straight away I had a look, because if it's got the envelope privy mark on the side, there's only 7,500 of them, just like the coloured G in the new 2021 A to Z coins. This one wasn't coloured, it was just a privy mark of an envelope on the side, so no colour at all. And people might actually have them and they don't know, and they end up using them, and there's a chance out there that you can or could find an A with the privy mark letter on there for people that got them in those tubes and didn't even know when they opened it. They just saw it and they might have thought that's what they're all like, and they never read it up or anything, so they could be used. So look out for the A with the envelope privy mark. $300 coin at the moment. And an M for meat pie, A for Australia Post anyway, on those ones, 2019s. And then a really nice condition, 1984. Well, it's still got a bit of gleam to it. Look in here, it has been a lot of coin clash on there. but it's flattened it out. There's no big gouges to it, it's just heaps all over it. This side, very nice. And what I've got is the rabbit ears on the back. The 1984 and the 1994 were the first coins that I was looking and finding with rabbit ears on them. And then 98s, then 2000s, and so on. But the 84s have, like, even though they made 189 million coins, they're getting a bit scarcer to find these days. But this one is one I haven't found before, and I've had rabbit ears, I've had big ones on here. But this has got three problems with it. It's got the rabbit ears, die chip there. Under here, it's actually a die crack from that kangaroo to this one, underneath the chin. So I haven't seen them with that. That would be the first Spew Roo going in 1984. And on the big roo here, he's got a cud, like a loaf of bread shape. Nice one. Right on the bicep there. So I'll show that close up on the bicep, that die crack, and the rabbit ears. Well, looking at this now, you can see the rabbit ears on the back of there, and that die crack just under the mouth. That is the start of the Spew Roo, because it's got the cud working up into a die crack coming under the chin there. So that's a 1984. So if you collect them in year rate for Spew Roos with the rabbit ears, or just Spew on roos on their own, well, that's the first year you want anyway, is the 1984. And I don't think I've found an 84 with the die crack and cut underneath the chin. So they're just there, and then go over to the big roo, and just on the top of the bicep there is quite a large cud, just there. And it's quite large. So that's a bonus. I haven't found that on an 84 with rabbit ears. I've found them around there before. 2008s, 2009s get them a bit. But not in the 84. And all three together. So very nice. So anyway, that'll be it for today. So that was $200 of coins checked, 320 coins checked, and out of that I kept 16 coins for $10.40. So I kept 6 ones, 8 50-cent pieces and 2 20-cent pieces, which were both the 3.5 claw Canadian minted. And I tell everybody, if you get $20 worth of coins, you know, I'm nearly guaranteeing you're going to find one. Well, I got 2 there and $8, so they're out there to be found in not much money. So get $20 worth of 20s and have a look for the Canadian 3.5 claw minted 20-cent piece. Okay, so till next time, thanks a lot, and bye-bye.